this is Angela with 3L Creations. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for a Deco Mesh Beach Wreath. I actually have done classes in person, but since we're all kind of stuck at home right now with the coronavirus, I thought that maybe people would want to do this at home. So I'm doing a tutorial so you can follow along at home. Once you've purchased the kit from me, you're welcome to also purchase your own materials and do this yourself and follow along the tutorial. I will have the items that you need in the description below on this video, as well as how to purchase the kit to make this wreath. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a 14-inch wreath frame, wire wreath frame, and this I get them at Dollar Tree. You could really use whatever size you want, but for the amount of materials that I have, this will actually work the best. So we have the wreath frame, and then we have 18 pipe cleaners because we will be putting those on here, and that's how we will be putting the mesh on and the ribbons on. I also have a 21-inch gold, or like a tan, kind of sand-ish color Deco mesh that's going to be going on the wreath. That'll be the primary color. Also, we have this ombre, like a mermaid kind of colors, teal, blue, green, this 10-inch Deco mesh, and it's foil. It doesn't have to be foil. As a matter of fact, it's just, I think it's easier to work with if it's not, because it could start fraying. But you know what? It does look nice, adds a nice touch to it. We are going to be using 3 1.5-inch ribbons today and 2 2.5-inch ribbons. They are each 12 inches long, and you will need 9 of each from each roll. I've also left some of these uncut so I can show you how we do that. So we have those 2 colors, and then we have these 3. So 3 1.5-inch ribbons with that one, and then 2 2.5-inch ribbons. We are going to be putting shells on the wreath as well, since it is a beach theme. I also got this netting that I like. You're going to need 60 inches of this, and what we'll do is we'll just put it on around the wreath. It'll just give it a more nautical look. And then the sign today that I'm going to be using, so I have 4 different signs to choose from, but the one I chose today is Heaven is a Little Closer by the Water. I really liked the colors, just how the wood, it looks like wood underneath it, and it's just kind of coming through. I don't know, I just really like this sign. But I have 4 total signs. I will have pictures of those as well posted so that you can choose which kit you would like. This is limited quantities though of the kits that I have. I only have so much material on hand. If there is a demand for it, then I can purchase more. However, right now I'm just going to go ahead and use what I have. I think also what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a theme each month based on what you all have to say as far as what you want to see me make, because it's what you want to make. I know one theme that's really been popular is making an animal type, especially dog type wreaths. So let me know in the comments below what you think, what you'd like to see, maybe what kind of a kit you'd like to receive so you can make this. But this is actually going to be, other than adding the extra 1.5-inch ribbon, this is a pretty standard Deco mesh wreath that I've seen made. So what we start with is we need these pipe cleaners to be on the wreath frame so that we can put everything on it. So we have to start there. For the 14-inch, there's 6 different sections, as you can see. And I like to group wires 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 together when I'm working on my wreaths. I just find that the pipe cleaner holds on better by using 2 of the wires as opposed to just 1. So what you're going to do is you're going to just put your pipe cleaner in just like that. There are going to be 10 total pipe cleaners around the outside. There's going to be 8 around the total inside, okay? So what I do is I go ahead and I put the pipe cleaner on, and then I kind of just match it up to make sure it's pretty much even. But then when I twist it, I actually pull on it. Sorry, I pull on it, and then I twist it twice because I want to make sure it's tight on here and it's not going to just like move around a lot. And then I just kind of eyeball how far apart that I want to have my pipe cleaners. Once that you've put them on, you can adjust them though. So don't worry if you have them too close or too far apart from each other. It's fine. I end up pretty much moving them myself. So let's see. So we're going to do 10 on the bottom. And you don't have to have the same number on each wire. You can just, like I said, you want to eyeball how much you're spacing it out and just try and space it out accordingly, because as you see, as I continue to add them on, they look like they're probably an even distance apart from one another. However, once I get towards the end, it could be another story. And I haven't figured out, like, you know, maybe measuring out 2 inches as far as that's how many inches in between. Because every time I think I know, I don't. And then something happens and I have to move them all around. Like right now, I have 3 pipe cleaners left, and I'm probably going to have to move some around a little bit because I didn't space them enough apart. Someday though, I'm gonna get this right and I won't have to keep moving everything once I've put it on. Let's see. I guess I could move this over a little bit. And I'll just put this one here. So I live in San Diego, and as you can hear, there's a plane overhead, because I live, not just because I'm in San Diego, but I also live near the Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, and so they have a lot of planes that take off as well. We actually have the Blue Angels here every year, so a lot of people get excited about it. I, on the other hand, it's exciting and it's fun to see, but at the same time, when you've lived here your whole life and you hear it, it's really loud. So, okay, let's see. I think that's a good distance for each of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'll do the top, and then when I come back, we'll move on to the next step. So next, we're going to go ahead and put the Deco mesh on. Usually I do 10-inch loops going around, but I think for all intents and purposes, you can do 8 or 9 inches so that you can make sure you have enough mesh to go all the way around, because technically the roll that I used, you can make 2 wreaths out of it, but sometimes they don't give you exactly enough, and so it might be a little short, but it's okay because there's always a workaround no matter what. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the end of your roll, and I take it at one end and I just kind of start bunching it up, like gathering it at the end. And you have to be careful because the mesh likes to stick to itself as well. So you just gather it up. Be careful too, because you do not want this to stick to your clothing. You can wear an apron if you'd like while you're doing this, because you don't want it to ruin your shirt. What it'll do is it'll pull on it and snag it. So now that you've got it gathered like this, you want to have your finished edges underneath, okay? So I'm going to just grab a little bit, because what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the frame with a pipe cleaner. And what you do is you actually go ahead and put this on with not the pipe cleaner, a zip tie, sorry. You're actually going to put it on a little bit past one of your pipe cleaners. Now I'm left-handed, so you probably might have it going that way, your end going that way and working this way. Whatever's most comfortable with you you're more than welcome. I mean, you're the one doing it, so you just make that adjustment with yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and put the zip tie on the second bar. I'm going to put part of the mesh, and just make sure all the ends of it you have it gathered at the end, so you can make sure it does stay in the zip tie and doesn't come out. So go ahead and just do, like, I don't know, a little bit, about 1.5 inches or so. And then you're going to put the zip tie on it. Okay, and then you can go ahead and cut that part. And then I'm going to just trim the end off. Because now that you have it on here with the zip tie, it's not going to go anywhere unless you take the zip tie off. So you don't have to worry about this going through or anything like that. Okay, so what will happen once you've come around to the end, when you put the mesh on this one, you'll then finish and it'll go on this one. So what it'll do also is it'll look cleaner, if you will, when you go to start the next row, because you don't cut it and then do the next, the inside section. You keep going around till you're done. So what you do from the point of the pipe cleaner here, what you're going to do is you're going to measure 10 inches. So I'm going to just start at 13 because that's where I'm at. So I'm going to do 13 to 3. Actually, I'm going to do it a little bit shorter. So I'll show you what an 8-inch looks like, in case you'd like to just do that to make sure you do have enough of the 21-inch mesh. So I'm going to do 13 to 5 is going to be my 8-inch mark. So when you're measuring it out, I actually go ahead and I just continue to pinch it, keeping the finished edges on the inside, so that I can make sure that once I put it in here. So you open up the pipe cleaner, and you're just going to go ahead and you're going to push it down just a little bit, and you're going to twist this a couple times, because you're going to end up opening this again for the next step that we'll be doing, okay? And then all you do is you find the 2 finished edges that I've been talking about, and then you just work both sides with your fingers until you can get that poof. You can either do the poof now, or you can go ahead and do it after. It's up to you. It kind of saves a step for you to just do it now once you've done it. So we're gonna go ahead again, measure out, make sure that those finished edges are underneath, and I'm just going to pinch it and let this run through my fingers until I get to that 8-inch mark, which is 5. And then we're going to go ahead and put it on the next pipe cleaner. So again, you're opening up the pipe cleaner, pushing the mesh down into it, and try and get it in there as good as you can, because you want that to be tight. You don't want it to be too loose. And then you're going to go ahead and just twist it twice. And then you're going to go ahead and fluff your... There you go. You can go ahead and fluff it again too once you get to the end, but because sometimes I still need to make that adjustment myself. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll do one more, and then once I'm done with that, then I'll go ahead and I'll come back so you can see the mesh got stuck together. So, and then you can see what it looks like finished on the bottom, and then I'll show you how we transition to the top. So just push this down, twist these as tight as you can, just twice, and then poof it out. When in doubt, poof it out. Just like this. Okay? If you want to also, you can just go ahead and lay these down because they do get in the way, in my opinion. So just lay these down until I actually need them. But I will be right back. I will go ahead and finish the outside, and then I will show you how to transition from the outside ring to the inside. Okay, so now I've gotten to the last pipe cleaner on the bottom, or on the outside ring, and I'm going to show you the transition. So you're going to go ahead and open it up just like you did all the other ones. Put your mesh in there, push it down, hold it, try and hold it with your finger too while you're tightening the pipe cleaner, and you're just going to do it a couple times, and then you're going to fluff it out, poof it out, and then go ahead and measure your next one. Okay, as a matter of fact, don't measure the next one. You're going to actually use another zip tie, and you're going to put it on to this third bar. So the first and second bar were here. This is the third and fourth bar. So we're just going to go ahead and put the zip tie between the mesh and that wire. Tighten it. And go ahead and cut it off. And then you're going to do like you did originally. You're not going to do this one. This will be your last one. You're going to start with this one. So this is where you'll go ahead and measure out your next. And it might be hard to maneuver the mesh at this point too, because you're getting down to the end of what you have. But you're just going to do the same thing again. And see how this pipe cleaner, it's moving easy. That's okay. It's just, it makes it harder because you have to chase it sometimes. And you can tighten it, so don't feel like you can't. Okay. So then again, you're just gonna go all the way around and finish it, and I'll show you how we finish it up at the once we get to the end. So at this point, I have a little bit of mesh left. I'm glad that I chose to do the 8 inches because I think I may have run out. So I'm not sure, let's see. I don't think it's going to make an 8-inch loop, but that's okay. I'm just going to make do with what I have for this. You should have enough though in your kit. This is just leftover from another kit I had made. So again, like I had said, there might not be enough left depending on the roll that you receive. So we're ending on this last pipe cleaner where we had originally transitioned over. And then we're just going to go ahead and fluff this out. And then this excess, it's going to go underneath, and we're going to use another pipe cleaner. I want this to be a little bit tighter for now. until we get to the next part. So I'm just going to flip this over, and you see this. So you're going to take a zip tie, and you're going to, actually I'm going to put it onto this, the third wire. You can do it to the third or fourth one, whichever one you'd like. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. Zip ties are not my best friend sometimes. There we go. My hands just don't want to work with me. That's the problem too. And then you just go ahead and attach it to that ring, cut it off, and then you can cut this end off. Or you can leave it and just tuck it in. It's up to you. Nobody's going to see it, so it's fine. And then, here you go. So the first step is done. Let me go ahead and fix this so I can make sure we don't see that zip tie. Once we put other things on here too, you're not going to see it, but so. Same thing with this. You want to make sure that you don't see any of the wire wreath frame. You don't want to have any open holes, if you will. And that will be covered up on the next step. So, all right, so the next part, we need to have our 10-inch pieces of the Deco mesh, 10-inch pieces of the 10-inch Deco mesh. I've cut 15 already, but we need a total of 18. So you can go ahead and just set the wreath aside. These are 10-inch pieces. So I'll just go ahead and I'll from the 2 to the 12-inch mark. This part doesn't matter if it's even so much, because the way this is made, it's not always even looking. So go ahead and cut it here. You just take your rotary cutter and just like that. Okay, so go ahead and we'll do it again. Just pick a spot on your whatever you're using as your measuring tool to the 10-inch mark, and then take your rotary cutter. You can use scissors too, that's fine. Not everybody has these on hand at home. And then one more. As you get to the end of a roll too, it gets a lot, it's harder to keep it from rolling back up. So just like that. Okay, now you can set this aside. You don't need it anymore. So there's a couple things that you can do when you are getting ready to do the next step. You can either go ahead and put all the 10-inch pieces on in each of the pipe cleaners, or you can take this with the ribbon and put it on together. I like to do it together, it saves time, but I will show you both ways in case you decide that you do want to do it that way. The difference is that you're constantly opening and closing this. You don't want to lose the wire. You don't want it to fall apart either from turning it so much. And then we are also going to go ahead and finish prepping the rest of these ribbons before we get that part started. So usually what I do, so there's nine of each ribbon. Usually what I do is I take 2 and I fold the end, I fold it in half lengthwise. And then always starting from the wire, you're going to start from the wire and you're going to cut in to cut your dovetail. Okay, now if you're right-handed, you're going to hold it differently, whatever's most comfortable for you. So again, you're going to fold it in half lengthwise, and I find that cutting 2 at the same time makes it easier. And there's your 2 ribbons. But then there's going to be one left because you have 9. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half as if you had 2. And then you're going to fold it in a half again lengthwise. Okay, I'll show you again. So here's your ribbon. You're going to fold it in half like you have 2 ribbons. You're going to fold it in half again lengthwise. You're going to start at the wire and you're going to cut in. And then you have your dovetails. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time with this other ribbon. So depending on the material too, it's either easy to cut or hard to cut. This is kind of like a canvas, whereas this one is a flex mesh. So it really stretches a lot. So this one was more challenging to cut. I actually wasn't going to cut them, but I had already committed, so I finished it. So you can or cannot cut the ends if you want to on this one in particular. I did this one extra because I wanted to add some color. I wanted to add a little bit of tan, brown, sand kind of colors. So again, you're going to take 2 together. You're going to start at the wire and you're going to cut in. And then you're going to repeat on the other side. And then you have your dovetails. And then you have one by itself, so what you do is you fold it in half to make it look like you have 2. And then you fold it in half again lengthwise and cut the end, wire side first, in. And you're done. So now what we're going to do, and to keep this simple, since you're going to be making this, usually there's a couple different ways that I can ruffle this up, but to make it easier, because I had done this class before already, what I'm going to do is just leave it in the state in which it lays. So just rolled up like this. So when we put it on, we're going to take our ribbon. So in this case, I'm going to start with these 2. You're going to find what the middle is. You just kind of bunch it up together and gather it like that. But you can also fold it in half. Find what's half. Bunch it up in the middle. And then you can put it on. You want to make sure that the part that the edge that's cut is going into the wreath. You don't want to see that part because you can start to see it fraying, which that's fine because you can cut it off. But you just need to be careful because with this mesh especially, it frays very easy. So what you're going to do then, while holding it in these 2 fingers, you're going to untwist a pipe cleaner. We're starting on the outer ring again. You're going to, and this is the last time you're going to open this. So what you're going to do now is you're going to push this down, okay, with one finger while trying to go ahead and tighten this. And then you're going to twist it at least 3, if not 4 times, because this is the last time it's going to be open. Then what you do is the ribbons, you take it and you want to separate them going one way. And then when you do the other side, you're going to do the opposite. So what you want to do is you want to make your ribbon look like an X. Just like that. And then you have your mesh here behind it. And then the next one, we're going to actually have 3 different ones. I'm going to put this one in the middle. Okay, you're gonna just kind of fold it in half, find what's the middle. Take this. This is the seam cut edge. We want that to be down this way. Put this on top, holding where the middle is. And then you're going to gather it. And you can fix it if you need to. Then you're going to open your pipe cleaner. Put it in here. If you can, push it down as tight as you can with one finger while trying to tighten the pipe cleaner again, and we're going to twist it like 3 or 4 times. Okay, and now to do this X, I'm not doing anything with the brown. I'm just going to separate the two as if this wasn't here. So basically the brown is going to be in the middle. And then on the other side, whoops, I made that kind of long on that side. Okay. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, sorry. And then on the other side, you're going to do the opposite of how you did it here. So I'm going to separate the blue one going this way, the seashell one going this way, and the brown one, I'm leaving it in the middle. So you're going to alternate the ribbon as you go around. And so next are these 2 ribbon. Again, fold it in half, see what the halfway mark is. I'm pretty good at eyeballing it, so you will eventually get used to that. So then go ahead and you just kind of merge them together like that. Okay, you're going to undo your pipe cleaner. Seam side is down. See how, I don't know if you can see how it's fraying. That's okay because we can trim it later. Put it in the pipe cleaner. Push it down. Tighten it 3 or 4 times. And then we'll do an X. It doesn't matter which way you pull them out. It can be whatever way you want. It does not have to be in any sort of particular order. And what I mean by that is you don't have to do it this way and then the next time you have to do it opposite. Okay. And I'll do one more of the other. So one of these, one of these, and one of these. Seam side down. Find the middle. Scrunch it in the middle. Seam side down. Open the pipe cleaner. Hold it down with one finger as best as you can while tightening the pipe cleaner. Let me cut this. You can cut it as you go too if you want, those frayed edges, or you can do it later. And then we're going to separate the 2 outside ribbons and leave the brown one in the middle. And then we're going to do it again, but opposite on the other side. And as you go around, the way it looks is probably not going to look the prettiest. So you can go ahead and wait until you're done to then fix it all. So I'll go ahead and I'll finish the outside and then I'll come back to show you how you get started on the inside. Now, just like with the outside or the outer ring, when you start the inner ring, so we just finished here, and you move up to the inner ring, you're going to take the next ribbon that you would be using next, that comes after this one, and you're going to do the same thing but you're just going to start on the inner ring. And so, same thing as the outer ring, you push it down, twist it 3 or 4 times, and then you make an X with your ribbons. And which way you go with your X, it does not matter. Pull it out a little bit, I made it too long on that one side. Okay, so you go ahead and you separate the two. And then you just keep alternating the next one. Some of them, they might line up and be the same, and that's okay. It'll never be perfect. It just depends on how many pipe cleaners you put. So if you did 17, it actually wouldn't happen like that, but and that's it. So now you can go ahead and you can finish going around the inner ring. And then once we're done with that, then we can put the sign on. So now you can go ahead and start fixing the pieces that might have gotten out of line when you were putting everything on. See, like that. Just kind of look around, see what you see that might need to be fixed. So what we're going to do next is you're going to prep your sign to put it on. I know right now it actually has a hanger on the back of it, but unfortunately that will not keep it on very well. So what I do is take that hanger off. So you can cut it off, that's fine, but I have an industrial strength like staple remover. So I actually remove the staples myself, and then I take a pipe cleaner and I put a couple staples on them, one at the top, one at the bottom, or you can do it on the sides, whichever you prefer. And then you're going to put it on your wreath. And yes, you are going to cover up some of what you've done, but that's okay too. So we're going to go ahead and put this in the middle. You can put the pipe cleaner through mesh. What you want to do is you want to attach the pipe cleaners to the wire frame itself. Okay? And so as soon as I get this through, I will show you what I'm talking about and how to attach it. And then you'll do the same for the other end as well. So you just gotta fish it through and find. I found both. So I'm just going to flip it over. So here are both of the pieces. I'm going to move this one so it is I have a pipe cleaner on either side of the wire. And for now, I'm just going to lightly attach it so that I can still move it if I need to. And then you're going to flip it back over. And you're going to do the same thing with the top. So now you have your sign on. And just go ahead and make some adjustments to your ribbons and your mesh. You can cut the pipe cleaners down if you want to. I kind of like how it looks. But you can cut it down a little bit. Let's see. Just kind of look to see where it lies, and because I know how, because I put it on here, I know how it should be. So this can just be tucked under, it's fine. But you just kind of want to adjust it. And you can adjust the bottom while you're adjusting the top. This actually should go that way. It's not going to be perfect again, but okay. And then the test too, you kind of, if it doesn't wiggle around, then you know it's good. You don't want it to be pushed down so hard that it's smashing or smushing your mesh and your ribbon where it's like protruding out. Where's the other? There it is. Okay. So there we have the sign is on there now. So what you can do on the back, now that we know that that's a good amount of tightness, you can actually either cut this or you can just loop it around until it's all wound up. I hope everybody is having a good day, and I hope isolation has been good, and everybody is staying safe, or as safe as we can be, right? So the next step is going to be to put the extra ribbon on that I got, that looks like netting. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to attach it with the pipe cleaners. I'm probably going to do the outside, so you really can do whatever you would like. Again, it's 60 inches, but it pulls apart. So it can be as wide as you want it to be, or you can keep it like this. I kind of like how it looks because of the netting. It looks like, you know, like you're going fishing, kind of like beachy. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put it around the perimeter here. So I'm just going to gather the end since I pulled it apart, and I'm going to attach it. Let's see. I'll go ahead and I'll attach it here. We'll see how it goes. I might have to move it if it doesn't end up, if I run out of this by the time I get to the end. So you're going to go ahead and attach this into the pipe cleaner. You can just twist it a couple times. Okay, and then you can attach it again at the next pipe cleaner you do see. I'm just gonna make sure I keep separating it though. So I just kind of make a poof, if you will, but we're not going to be poofing it out. So I just kind of gather it again, put it in that next pipe cleaner. twist it a couple times. So see how it kind of looks like that? And then you can adjust your ribbon however you want it to look though. I just kind of, I like the look of the netting. I feel like the beach wreath needs to have it. So just keep going around and pull it apart so that you have that, or not if you don't want it to be that wide. Gather it, put it in the next pipe cleaner. Make your adjustments however you need to, and then move on. So when you get to the end, you're just going to actually use the same pipe cleaner again that you used originally to start with. I'm going to undo it, and then actually I'm going to cut this. Yours will already be cut, so. And you can put this around the wreath however you want. It doesn't have to look like mine, because again, remember you only have so much of this ribbon to work with as well to go around the wreath. So you can place it on here however you would like. But this is how I wanted to put it on. And I think it looks so cool. I don't know. I love the ocean. And if you're making this, then you probably love the ocean too, and that's why you're doing it. So the final step is to put the seashells on. So with this, it's the same thing. You can put on however you want, wherever you would like. I usually tend to put it on this ribbon that we just put on. At least it gives it a spot to, so it'll stay better. Let's see. I think I'll put this one here. And it's not going to stick if you put it here. I mean, you can try, but I'm pretty sure it won't. So what I'm going to do is just put some glue here. Be careful with the hot glue gun because it gets very hot, as you may know if you do use one. So I'm just going to go around the outside of this shell because otherwise I'm not sure how we would put it on. Okay, and then I like this spot, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it on, and I'm going to hold it down. And it shouldn't take that long for it to stay on there. And I actually think I'm going to go ahead and cut these down just a little bit. See? And it only takes a few seconds depending on the glue. So I'm going to take my wire cutters and just cut these down a little bit. Especially just the ones around the sign. Then you can see how it would look if you want to do all of them. But I think the outside looks fine. It's more just the inside. Let's see where those are under here, so we'll just leave them where they are. Doesn't matter if that, oh, this goes up here. Okay, got it. There we go. Guess I didn't pull those ones out all the way. Okay, and then I think the next star I was going to put it, or the next shell, I was going to put it right here. See, I'm constantly moving stuff around though, and it's fine. It's just, it's to your liking, that's all. So I will go ahead and I'm going to put this here. So I won't do all of the tentacle, I'll do the middle, and then I'll do a little bit of each tentacle. on this starfish. And then we'll do the same thing as we did with the other one, and we'll just push that down and hold it for a few seconds. Thank you so much if you bought a kit from me. I hope you enjoyed doing this as much as I did creating this design for you. We'll do this last shell, which you can pretty much do the whole thing. With the glue, a little bit goes a long way, so sometimes I tend to overdo it. Okay, we'll go ahead and put this here, hold it down, and you don't have to push it down, you can just lightly hold it. And there it is. We're all done. I think that turned out really cute. What do you think? Let me know. Leave a message in the comments. Send me pictures. I would love to see your final product and what you made. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already. Like this video. Share with your friends that I do these kits. We'll see how this one goes as far as when I'll do another one. And then, yeah, we'll just keep going. We'll figure out a theme. I like getting feedback. So if you have a theme in mind that you'd like to do, let me know. You can find me on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Say that 5 times fast. You can find me at the number 3 L Creations, and that's ELLE. I also am online where my shop is at www.3lcreations.com. It's the number 3 again, L Creations. If you can't find me for some reason, you can email me, angela@3lcreations.com, and we can go from there. But thanks for watching and taking the time to do this wreath with me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and thank you for allowing me to make this for you. I love making visions a reality. I hope you have a great day. Take care.